There's a lot of awesome crossovers and mashups going on with some of my favorite properties, and the moment I heard they're doing an Ecto-1 Transformer, I was super excited. Ectotron is a pretty much perfect mashup of two franchises which both started in 1984, and this only took 35 years to be officially realized. But hey, better late than never. I am so happy to see this thing. And there's something just immensely satisfying about seeing an actual official product with the Ghostbusters and Autobot logo on it. This box uses the classic Transformers logo, but there is a bit of slime dripping off the S at the end, which is a nice touch. And of course, most of you probably don't really need me to tell you this, but everything about Ectotron's box is mimicking the original Transformers style packaging. They even broke out the old Hasbro logo that they're using in 1984, which is another nice touch. And Ectotron is pretty much the perfect name for an Ecto-1 Transformer. Even the size of the box looks very similar to the original Transformers packaging. And it's nice how there's logos indicating the 35th anniversary of both Ghostbusters and Transformers. The back of Ectotron's box even features that original Transformers box artwork with squinty, sinister-looking Optimus Prime fighting his main nemesis, Starscream. There's even a tech spec for Ectotron on the back, which is great. Though instead of writing out each stat like strength, intelligence, and stuff, this one just has logos for each thing. And there are less skill categories than there were on the original boxes, but some of them are pretty different, like ghost catching and no ghost, which I'm not really sure what no ghost really means as a skill. And Ectotron is only a 7 at no ghosting, but he's a full 10 at ghost catching, so that's good. There's no points on the back of Ectotron's box to cut off and send in, which is a real shame because everyone loves the fact that people used to cut up the packaging. Instead, we've just got a whole lot of logos: Ghost Corps, GM, Transformers, and Hasbro. These were made in Vietnam, so that's a little different. This has a copyright stamp of 2018 for Columbia Pictures, but I'm guessing that's just because that's probably when they made the deal with Columbia/Sony to make this figure. Because I can't imagine that the original plan was to do this for the 34th anniversary of both franchises. Ectotron's function is Paranormal Investigator. Can't believe that one. When life splatters you with marshmallow goo, just go with it. When the Ghostbusters need a ride to the next paranormal hotspot, it's nice to have one who can also handle a proton pack. Busted makes me feel convenient. So, out of the package and in vehicle mode, Ectotron, of course, makes a pretty nice looking Ecto-1 figure. Here's Ectotron next to the larger scales Hot Wheels Ecto-1, and of course the original real Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Ectotron is a bit more of an accurate Ecto-1 than the original real Ghostbusters Ecto-1, and of course doesn't have quite the level of detail as the Hot Wheels one does. But Ectotron really does have an insane amount of detail, especially for the scale. And yes, Ectotron does have the Ecto-1 license plate at the front. And it's really cool that they went the extra mile getting the Cadillac licensing from General Motors. Ectotron comes with a little Slimer figurine, which is made out of a flexible material. This little Slimer is about the same size as the Retro Action Slimer, but of course it's translucent and is based more on the movie Slimer. But they didn't give him a butt on the back, it's just a big ol' lump. But you know, that's alright. I think I've seen enough of Slimer's butt for a while, especially when it's been put on figures that probably shouldn't have that particular detail. Now with Ectotron, I am just really impressed with how good this thing looks, considering it's a toy which also has to transform. I mean, even if this car didn't transform, I'd be pretty impressed with the level of detail it's got going. Oh, and they printed the instructions in black and green. Nice. Oh, and the roof gadgets transform into the proton pack. I love it. Alright, now let's transform this guy. Ghostbusters, more than meets the eye. Who you gonna call? The Autobots or something? So there he is transformed, heroic Autobot / Ghostbuster Ectotron. And Ectotron's extra Ecto since he's got the Ecto goggles on. They gave him some pretty sweet details in robot mode as well, like an Ectotron name tag. And it was a really neat idea having the roof gadgets turn into the proton pack. My only little minor quibble I guess here is there could have been a little bit of paint detail on the proton pack. But having the cords on Ecto 1 turn into the cord that connects the proton pack to the Neutrona wand is pretty sweet. Now the cords do kind of get a little tangled up here when you're trying to pose Ectotron, but again, it's not that big of a deal. I also kind of wish that the proton pack pegged into the back a little bit tighter because I've had it fall out on me already a couple of times. Another nice detail is when Ectotron's done busting, you can hang his Neutrona wand up on the pack. Ecto 1 being a Transformer, I think, has been something in the minds of fans of both of these franchises for quite a while, and it's nice to finally see this become a reality.
Busting should make all sentient beings feel good. Let's transform and show this prehistoric Decepticon how we do things downtown.
So anyway, here I am with my new best buddy, Ectotron. I guess he takes things a little more seriously than I do. I am very impressed with this Ghostbuster Transformer. Its vehicle mode is a wonderful representation of the converted 1959 Cadillac ambulance. In robot mode, its body blends in parts of the classic Ghostbuster coverall uniform complete with name tag. It really was a rather clever use of parts to have the roof gadgets on Ecto turn into the proton pack and have the cords on there turn into the cords for the pack. Though, I do wish at least the lights on the pack were painted red and it pegged into the robot back a little tighter. It's a superposable transformer that is ready to believe you. 9. They really have done some pretty great engineering on this Transformer and really thought through how to make this look like a nice Ecto 1 in vehicle mode and a Transformer who's joined the Ghostbusters in robot mode. This figure being so nice really gets me hyped for the crossover comic featuring Ectotron. 10. I could probably go either way on the weirdness. It's either an idea that makes total sense to you, or you might be thinking these two properties didn't need to meet like this. I naturally am leaning towards the former, especially as they share an anniversary like this and the Ghostbusters having an iconic vehicle to make into an Autobot. 5. It's a G1 Transformers style box with a few Ghostbusters elements thrown in. While I do like seeing the classic Transformers packaging, I think maybe changing it up a little bit more would have been nice, like making the grid pattern green or something. 9. And the MMZ overall is 10! You've got two franchises that I'm quite fond of, smashing together in a way that feels like there is some thought and effort put behind it. We came, we saw, we rolled out.
Ectotron, I need to hire you to bust the ghost of Starscream.
What are you talking about, Megatron? I'm not dead anymore. Unicron gave me my body back.
Starscream, you idiot! There's a bunch of Transformers dimensions out there, so there's plenty of Starscream ghosts for Ectotron to bust!
Oh, well, I guess I never thought of it that way, Megatron. Neither did I. I never thought about getting my body back. I was just gonna go in this time portal and bug some weird beast Transformers.
We've got enough problems without you adding to them, Starscream, which is actually why I'm here. I need you to bust the ghost of Pterosaur. He says he's transmetal, but I don't remember that happening. I'm pretty sure he fell in lava and died.
I was turning transmetal before I got knocked into the lava by stupid Megatron. I could be alive. Pterosaur, you seem pretty cool. We should hang sometime. You have no idea how much I would love that.
Ectotron, these Decepticons are bad influences. You shouldn't be hanging out with them. Besides, I need you to bust the ghost of me. I told you, Prime, I'm not your ghost. I'm a sort of copy of you from another dimension. Sorta. We might be from the same dimension. I'm not really sure. Yeah, that sounds like it makes sense. Ectotron, do your thing.
Jeez, I don't know, Slimer. I'm starting to think I made a huge mistake getting into this Transformer ghost hunting business. I have no useful advice to offer you, Ectotron! Wow, thanks.
Ecto-1 being sentient. Great idea, Egon. Now everyone just wants to hire our car instead of us.
Don't put this on me, Peter. This wasn't my idea. It was Vector Sigma's.
Guys, when life splatters you with marshmallow goo, just go with it. I don't know if that really applies, Ectotron, but thanks.
I know for sure that it doesn't, but hey, at least now Q5 can't make me the driver since the car drives itself. Now that we have the awesomeness which is Ectotron, we need a certain other mashup transformer to complement it.